there's a story about my niece. One of my nieces made aliyah. Did I tell you about that one? She met a Sabra man who lived in the same building as she. One thing led to another, and they got married. She had been married to a Swiss man who, when he died, she had a good pension. But once she got married, she lost the pension. And it was very lovely for a while, and then something happened, and we don't know what exactly, but this husband of hers became more and more religious. They had a son, and at first my niece said, okay, you want to be religious, that's fine. She had a kosher home, she did Shabbos, she did everything. She says, but I'm not there. I'll do my thing. And for a while that worked, but then after a while it didn't. He didn't have much of a job. He had been he had done physical education, and he was a bit of an actor, but then he became totally involved with a Shabbat group or whatever. That's all he did. And they had a son. They had a son. And then Isabel went to work, and he took care of the child. And he became more and more demanding, to the point where she was nursing the child, and he insisted that she did the religious kind of ablutions before she could even touch the child or feed him or whatever. And it became really intolerable. He would not let her go visit her friends with the child because they weren't kosher. And I don't know the degree to which it became intolerable, but intolerable enough that she planned to escape. She had, it's a long story, she got a divorce from him. And she got a divorce because she had gotten pregnant again and had an abortion. And when he found out, he blew his stack and divorced her. But there was an arrangement where neither of them could take the child out of the country, because my niece was concerned that they might, take it away. And he had visitation, supervised visitation, until the child was 6. It had gone to court. He had brought it to court. And so the next thing was that she had to escape. And she, over a period of 8, 9, 10 months, planned an escape and drove to the Egyptian border. Before that, drugged her kid so he would be sleeping, covered him with a blanket, and crossed the border. She finally got to Egypt, and then her sister, I guess, financed her way back to Switzerland. So she escaped with the child. And of course, the husband then had sued, and he got a lawyer in the Swiss court. Lord knows how that went. 2 lower courts, when they came down with the having heard the facts, said the child could stay in Switzerland with the mother. But the highest court in Switzerland claimed that she had actually committed an international crime, which was to abduct a child from his parent. That's a crime. It's an international crime. This was in July of 2007. They said, this child has to go back to Switzerland, to Israel in September. Gotta go. Well, there was no way that she was going to let that child go back. She could not go back, because if she were to go back, the Israelis would probably imprison her, because she had broken the law. She did a lot of petitions, and she had a table in the streets of Lausanne trying to sign petitions. I mean, it was incredible the way she just went ahead and said, this is not going to happen. A lawyer that she had was convinced the Strasbourg Law of Human Rights to take on the case. and in so doing, negated the other case from the Upper Swiss Company because it became an international matter. And that was in 2007. And much happened. Her husband remarried and divorced, was apparently had abused this woman, who then became a source of information for my niece because she knew about her. She would send her stuff about this Shai, who had become really. He goes around Tel Aviv on rollerblades with a flag and a placard about the Messiah coming or something. I mean, he's socially totally out of the norm. And so at first, after 2 years, I think it was a year and a half, of my niece, you know, she had a job in Lausanne. She works for a company which offered to give her legal assistance. The Court of Human Rights came down against her 5-4, and they appealed. I don't know who paid for the legal cost. I have no idea, because it became an international thing. It was on TV. I mean, they sent me the links. It was all over, certainly Switzerland. And what happened is that he got married again, a third time. He had family. He did not support his the wife had a baby. The second wife had a baby. It was a girl. He did not support her. Anyhow, there's lots of new information that came through. And recently, probably I would say 6 weeks ago or 8 weeks ago, the Court of Human Rights came down in her favor. And she is now the child is allowed to stay in Switzerland with the mother, and she's free and easy. She did not trust, she did not trust that child to be left, alone. There was always a very consistent, control. He's going to a Jewish school. What he knows about his dad is that he lives far away and they never say anything negative about him.